cream.
Mm.
It is.
The Virgil Zero Sugar Vanilla Cream, eh?
It is. It's fucking wonderful. It's expensive, but it's a lot cheaper at Food Lion than it is online. So that's where I get it. It was on sale for like $3.99 for a 6-pack. Online, it's like $9.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Like too rich for my blood. It's still soda.
So much soda. Hello, everybody. We are live.
I see.
All right.
Nags, you like the fact that transitions are now fixed?
Yeah, look nice.
I am. I'm so proud of you.
Yes, I worked on it. Got it fixed. Got everything ready. Just previewing everything, making sure we sound good. And yes, we do sound good. You sound great. You all look great. We all look fabulous. It's all good.
Thanks.
I like how we're in Jeremy's lap, so it's like we're his dick looking at him.
That could be a thing.
Hey, how you doing down there, pal?
Winnie.
I actually flipped my mic to my stand-up mic, so hopefully I sound higher quality than headset mic.
Yeah, you sound very high quality. So high quality, I got to turn you down a little bit because you're overwhelming me with the actual studio microphone.
It's the same as on Basics. It's the fucking best $30 microphone I've ever seen in my life.
It's the one that we use at my house, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's cake.
So, how is everybody doing on this birthday weekend?
Well, I mean, I'm about almost 15 miles deep in running. I just did 200 calories on my bike back here about 30 minutes ago, and I had a huge fucking spaghetti dinner for Treat Day Sunday because I don't eat that stuff usually. So I made the bomb diggity spaghetti meatballs,
Yay.
Nice.
Texas toast.
Chicken fajitas for me. Chicken vagitas. I need 10,000 chicken vagitas, please.
Get
And a
me them.
so-side McBiscuit.
Give me them chicken vaginas.
Chicken vagitas.
You know, we say that in jest, but I worked at Taco Bell for like a year as a young man, and there are people that come in there and don't know what those words are. I had this middle-aged dude walk up and was like, "I'll have a quesadilla." Okay,
Quesadilla.
a quesadilla, sir. Yeah, that with the layers and the cheese. That's everything our menu. Everything has layers of cheese here. It's Taco Bell.
Yeah, give me
So
that.
you want a Mexican pizza?
Give me that quesadilla.
Give me that quesadilla.
Oh, easy there, buddy.
No, this was South River, so he probably said that.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Good old quotes.
Wait, should we put a Tang disclaimer down here? Tang disclaimer. Tang's mother is LGBTQ. Like,
That makes it okay. Hey, everybody, shut up. We're fine.
right? My daughter's only grandma, you know. It's okay. I don't care.
I was like, during Resident Evil 7 when you mentioned the deputy's head, I was like, none of us voted for Trump. Don't worry about that. Pay no attention to that shit.
Yeah.
What is up, Teasar? And yes, this is a podcast.
What up, man?
T's are. Oh man, I should really be monitoring the chat.
Yep.
That's not important.
You sound like me. You sound like me, Tang. Old me, anyway. I've been monitoring the chat like a boss.
Like a mouse.
Like, I think so, anyway.
Like a boss.
How do we sound in Wing King Teasar, by the way?
Here we go. Keep that muted. Alright. I like it.
Yeah, we're basically just talking like just doing like a just chatting for, we do this once a month for the channel, gets everybody involved, and we just get some stuff talking about the goings on in video games and everything that's happening right now, and things that interest us, especially as retro streamers, or things that we like to play. since me and Tang are big fighting game players, we like to keep up on what's coming out in fighting games. Really, there's only 2 coming out this year for right now, and that's KOF 15 and Guilty Gear Strive. So we're speculating about Injustice 3.
It's probably 3. Everyone's pretty sure they're gonna drop Injustice 3 and be like, oh,
Yeah.
it's out in 2 months. Because that's already the trend in games right now. It's because so many games have been hammered for showing themselves too early and then having to change, and God, just for perspective, our lovely Ray's here game of the year is FF7R. We talked about that when it got announced the first year we were doing this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now 6 years ago.
That was our first E3 coverage, was the announcement of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
And actually our first podcast together, too.
That was our first time on camera.
Yep.
Literally the only time Ray made lower third graphics.
Yeah, and then...
Talk about Final Fantasy VII. Gotta put all 100% into it.
That's the secret word!
And then Jeremy was a reindeer. And he kept talking about how he doesn't know anything about E3. I don't know what this E3 thing is.
What's E3?
It's like the Woodstock of video games, bruh.
Yeah, so King Tizar, and I gotta tell you this about Tang, is that you were talking about the Taco Bell mispronunciations earlier. So Tizar was asking, what do we think about Avowed? But I first read it as Avowed.
Avowed.
Avowed tuna?
I know, it sounds like something from When Nature Calls. Avowed?
Avowed tuna.
You speak Wakanti?
Avowed. I feel like I know exactly what he's talking about, but I have to double check so I don't sound stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure you're tapping.
Oh yeah, okay. It's the Xbox's first party Skyrim. Right?
Yes.
Which would make sense that he's bringing that up, considering our discussions on what color is the night. Sanguine, my brother. Oblivion.
That's not the one that looks like. The one that looks like Fable, right? What's that one called?
I mean, it has. It's not third person, if that's what you mean. It does have a lot of the. It's like a mix. Like it has some of that Fable-esque aesthetics. It's a little bit more exaggerated, but it's still got rooted in realism. But it's first person, like magic, and swords.
Yeah, I know which one it is now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really interested to see what they do. I know people say it's hard to top Skyrim. I'll be honest. I played all of 10 minutes of Skyrim and I got bored.
200 hours. Sorry.
I played the living hell out of Oblivion. But
yeah.
Skyrim, I was like, okay, I just went into this house, and I get that it's open-ended and go where you want, and you can find the story. But the story wasn't as compelling to me as Oblivion, because I've seen so many damn stories about, hey, it's a dragon!
You're the chosen one to kill said dragon.
Watch out
You
for
will
this
take
dragon.
on.
It's a dragon! Oh, it's a dragon. Never seen one of those before.
Oh, Amadeus.
Amadeus.
I'm not
Dr.
alone. Yes, Tizar. Let's do it. I mean, I would love to go back into Oblivion and just drop the damn moose head on the guy in the assassin quest. Over and over again.
Get your number one fan going too. That guy was freaking crazy.
But I mean, if Avowed did have some of those aspects of Fable, I mean, can you imagine running around and you think you're all serious, and then someone's yelling, "Hey, look, it's the chicken chaser! It's chasing the chickens!"
Would that be like kind of what you were doing, Nags, in the Outer Worlds, where it was kind of like a serious game, but here's like this person running around with a what kind of weapon were you using, or your character was using?
We had the shrink ray.
Yes.
We just kept shrinking people, and it was just fucking hilarious.
Is anyone else giggling over the shrink Ray?
That was part of the reason.
That too.
Ray,
But I'm remembering
if you
it
ever
too.
decided to change professions and become like a therapist, there you go. Here's my card. Shrink Ray.
Damn. What the hell have I been doing with my life?
Not the right stuff.
I don't know. Everything I've seen of it, which has been quite a bit now, I still can't tell. Dodging the sun. That's what you've been doing.
Yes, it's basically, I just topped the Tom Brady drink water to avoid sunburn quote by saying, oh yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get sunburned if I keep moving around. So you're dodging the sun? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, there are things that will stand for eternity in my mind. That's one of them. There's a few other from that trip. Another one is obviously
Party train.
Ray going the wrong way. Everyone goes to the car. Ray goes down to the lobby as we're leaving, and we're like, so this guy's just standing waiting for us with a shirt that says Party Trained on, holding a case of watermelon Ritas. Just imagining that the whole way down the parking garage. Sure as shit. As soon as we got there he is. Yeah. There's that and the God. Oh, I don't know. There's just too much. Throwing the football.
Perfect spirals every time.
Perfect spiral to the wrong target each time.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, it's going good. Avowed. I wish I had more of an opinion for you. First-person RPGs are very like I loved Oblivion, but I wouldn't say I'm well versed in them. Aside from that, yeah. Funnily enough, not that it's that big of a genre in general.
Yeah, I mean, my introduction to it was also Oblivion. I didn't play Morrowind. I didn't play, like, Daggerfall or Arena or anything like that. So Oblivion was my introduction into it, and then I went right into Skyrim, because I was playing that in anticipation of Skyrim, and then I just played both of them, and I just love both RPGs. I'm saying, yeah, this is great. Skyrim, though, is easy to top, and it has been topped this generation with many open-world games that now have better combat, like The Witcher 3 would be one thing that would top it, and I would easily say Avowed could easily top Skyrim in that regard, because just combat has evolved. Because what is it? Skyrim's combat is like, huh,
Combat evolved as Halo.
huh. Yeah, that
Yeah.
too.
It's
Huh.
literally called Halo Combat Evolved.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I guess it was I mean, coming from a fighting game and action game background, like as being my main games of choice, unless I wanted something story heavy, and then it was RPG. I didn't find the thrill of it. Oblivion got me because I'm like, oh man, this is Captain Picard. Oh, he's a king. Oh man, like you're in the shit from the beginning. And then Skyrim just felt so generic to me. No, I mean I completely understand that what it's done as a game for genre, and I understand it's super popular. It just didn't quite ring my bell that way.
I thought the character design was a little bit better. I mean, considering the Oblivion still used the whole, let's make our characters really ugly.
Oh god, Bethesda's characters in general look like shit.
They really do.
Yeah.
The long faces, the
argue.
long necks.
Not gonna argue that.
Like, you got a problem when your fucking Ishkar lizard people are more convincing than your normal people.
You're Khajiit.
Oh yeah, I played a Khajiit in Oblivion, mainly. And it was...
Yeah, the one thing I've seen from Avowed is definitely at the Game Awards trailer. I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Xbox exclusive, so if they release it on PC, I might give it a go.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that stuff. I got it here. So kind of where I was picking up with, because I wanted to make sure that Nags just wasn't watching us talk for 2 hours again. Was the recent news about Blizzard Team 1. And if you don't know, Blizzard Team 1 is the one that's responsible for Heroes of the Storm. They made that game. And then what was the other one? But basically, Blizzard Team 1 has been disassembled.
Oh.
All the people that were in Blizzard Team 1 were given a chance to interview for other positions in the company or were let go. And
that's crazy.
And they were also Warcraft 3 Remake and something else. So an Activision studio, what was his name? Activision studio. One thing I didn't write down. Blizzard. Typey. Here we go.
Tap, tap, tap.
Okay.
Tap.
Vicarious Visions was the name of the studio. All right. Which worked on Skylanders, Crash Bandicoot, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. All right, so pretty big studio in terms of its punching power. And so it's now being absorbed completely into Blizzard and is kind of taking over some of the Diablo.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. So I believe that they are doing the Diablo 2 remake. That's what everyone's saying. That's like what the rumor mill is, that they're coming in and they're going to be heading up finishing off and showing off the Diablo 2 remake. So, yeah.
I don't know if I'm more excited about that than I am about 4.
I'm more excited for 4. I think Diablo 2 was a great game for its time, but I don't know how well it aged. I mean, and the people who love it says it aged just fine. I think it did okay. There are definitely games that age worse, but it's not fantastic by any shape of the means. I mean,
yeah, your brother and I played it. We didn't finish playing it on stream.
Yeah.
So I probably could.
It's kind of, been there, done that to me.
But
I feel like they would touch it up with modern mechanics, though, right?
Yeah, if they're doing a full remake, they would touch it up like that. Otherwise, it'd just be a re-release.
Yeah.
You'd hope.
Yeah, because they wouldn't just up the graphics and just be like, "Oh, here's a Diablo 2 remake," and be like, "Huh?" No, I would think that they would revamp the gameplay, add quality of life features, and be able to make it more like in line of Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls, or something like that.
Yeah, well, they patched the game for over 10 years. It was one of the last patches they had that they even let you respec your skills. Like, you could go play the whole game, and if you didn't spec your skill tree a certain way, you were just owned. You'd have to restart.
Yep, all over again.
Yeah, so there's that in general is just quality of life that should be built in to the beginning. So, I mean, there's the excitement for a big team coming and doing Diablo 2 remake and then Diablo 4 pushing forward. But it's further infiltration of Activision into Blizzard. Like, how much is Blizzard anymore? Mike Morhaim's gone. Everyone's gone. Like, and because you've joined in the fracas lately with Shadowlands that, for more or less, World of Warcraft is no longer an RPG. It's MMO. It's massively online, but it's not an RPG even in the strictest sense of the word or the loosest sense of the word. You're no longer a player. You're a class.
Yep.
and your kits are predefined, and it's all about just, oh, you're here, here's your lobby, your world, the world Azeroth is just your lobby, and you go into dungeon, and I push key, here's gear,
I push
it's
key at right time.
yeah, it's almost like trying to take a loot shooter reward system and put it in, because they're just creating a daily task for people to keep coming back, to keep getting their fix. And that's what Activision does. They make their games so that you are, addicted to the repetitiveness. You're constantly seeking that upgrade. And then the fact that they replaced random drop legendaries that are bind on pickup with a legendary that you achieve, but need to build through a currency that you can only have so much per day, so you have to keep coming back every day. Or every week it is. Yeah, every week. So you have to be like, you got your weekly chore list to get it all, and then you have to make sure you buy that piece of armor. Oh, but by the way, it costs a lot of money unless you play a lot. But you can go and buy a WoW token. So now they're selling gear for money.
Exactly. What's up, Nikki?
How you doing, Nikki?
You got real dollars in there. So the whole practice and the ideology of the games have really kind of gone sour. And I saw it coming in BFA. And that's kind of why I started losing my luster for it. But there was a lot of other things that kind of let you be distracted. A lot of side things you could tell they kind of didn't do in main. Like Mechagon in general is just had nothing to do with the normal progression of the game. You just went there and dealt with a bunch of fucking crazy gnomes and built plans and made your own motorcycle. Like, if you wanted to do that stuff, and you had those options, you don't get that option now. You go to Shadowlands,
and you do Shadowlands,
and you do Shadowlands. That's it. That's what you get. These are your chores. And now I haven't logged in for a week, and the only time I do log in is if you guys are playing, and while I'm still active, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can come help you guys. Because I'm just doing it for the social experience of people I know playing it, but I really, it's kind of killed it. And I've actually seen more and more people say similar things about it,
which is sad.
Yeah. But they'll lose people, and where they go from there, who knows? But a lot of the people have created new things. But it also begs the question, when I did cancel my subscription recently and I just went to using my WoW token, it always says, you made the orc cry. Why are you canceling? And I always give them the feedback. I'm like, here you go. I'm like, look, I'm no longer the target audience for your game. I have no desire to do these daily or weekly chores. I don't have time to do these weekly and daily chores. If I do want to play a game, I want to turn it on and play, not turn it on, see if I have the gear that I'm allowed to play.
And then just grind it out.
Yeah, which there are people that obviously do, and they're the target audience. The people that want that daily chore list to be like, oh, I have a game I log into. I always have something to do. Yeah, well, you have some other things you can do. Your laundry, exercise.
The outside world keeps on spinning.
This is the world.
There's a lot less to do outside of it right now, but there is still stuff.
Indeed.
So that kind of came into my question, which I kind of wanted to posit to us right here, is that as aging gamers, right, we are the biggest generation of gamers, and we're getting older, right? We're the entry. We're the entry for modern games. The generation above us, they were Ataris and
maybe a little bit of NES.
Maybe a little bit of NES.
Quite a little bit of NES.
Maybe a little bit of NES, but I got an NES when I was 6, so I'm like right there, right at the beginning.
Yep, me too.
Been playing NES since I was 4.
So what does a social game for people like us look like now? Because it certainly doesn't look like World of Warcraft Classic or even current World of Warcraft to some extent,
For me, I
unless
think
that's your thing.
maybe if again, it goes back to my nostalgia. If they ended up doing Burning Crusade, which
They are.
they are, maybe that would be where I want to come back. But the same rules still apply. Like, I'm still gonna have to grind shit.
Right. You're gonna play because your nostalgia is gonna tell you to play, but it's your nostalgia from when you were 25, right? Which is completely different. Like I would come home and play Classic every day, 4 hours every day. Sometimes I would just sit in town, But you were there. You were part of a living, breathing community online, which didn't exist in any way, shape, or form. This was before social media.
Yeah, that's how I talk to extra people.
If you wanted to talk to people or like get a hold of someone, like if you had friends who played the game and they weren't answering their phone, you could log on to WoW and be like, "Hey, man,
What are you doing?
Call me back, motherfucker.
where are you?" I did to Steve multiple times.
I would still do it now.
That's true. Well, Steve has an addictive personality to certain types of games. That gear serotonin. I get this. I get this. I get this. I get this. He falls prey to it.
I think
And a lot of people.
EverQuest is still a game. I think.
Evercrack.
Didn't it have an EverQuest 2 though? Whatever happened to that shit?
Still
Is
going.
EverQuest 2 online?
EverQuest 2 is still going. Yep.
I mean, RuneScape's still going, so of course EverQuest is one of the like birthers of the modern MMO. It's like,
Speaking of scam off.
At this point, they have a. Yeah. Whatever happened to Evercrack? Evercrack is still around. Yeah, EverQuest. EverQuest 2. They still have their loyal followers, that people who still have that time of day, I guess, to play. EQ2. I think EQ2 is actually just or got an expansion.
that went under the radar. Gamoff apparently is gearing up for Smash. He isn't gearing up for another World of Warcraft raid.
Oh, I didn't know how long we'd be here, but I told him I'd message him. Oh yeah. Well, it's because it's what EverQuest offered that didn't exist back then. That persistent online world, completely different. A full online social experience where you could have a second life and be a different person. People got absorbed into it. People got absorbed to it in WoW Classic. I mean, in Vanilla, not WoW Classic. You're never good, and you can't return to those times though.
We can't.
Because the online world's too persistent now. It's all integrated with YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, and so no one gets that kind of suspension of disbelief and immersion into that fantastical realm these days. It's all about what's the game systems.
Yeah, for me, my first MMO was actually Paragon City of Heroes back in like 04. I started playing that.
I played
and
that.
I was out west at the time visiting family and friends and cousins, and I was just over there playing it, and I was just talking to my other cousins like, "Can I stay over at my other cousin's house and play this?" And I just stayed there for like 2 days straight, and I was just like, ugh. And then my cousin's husband's like, "Oh my god, I created a monster."
Yes, I remember. City of Heroes has a lot of people that wish it would have a remake. I played a little bit of that. My first one was Star Wars Galaxies, which once you got past the horrendous learning curve was just amazing. Like the random shit in that game. It was completely player driven. Did I play a Second Life or Bitcoin for it? No, I did never play Second Life. I never understood it.
My Linux teacher in college played it a lot, and he was actually like going on there a lot and showing us the things that he does in Second Life, because you could actually code on Second Life and do shit on there and like invent shit that goes into the game because it was an open source MMO type thing, and he would do things on it, and I would just be like, it's kind of cool. I don't have time for this, but you do you.
Yeah, I mean,
He was an old man with a ponytail.
it did what it's called. It is legitimately Second Life. You could go on there, have a completely different profession that made its own in-game currency and out-of-game currency, where hence Bitcoin. Nowadays, GTA Online does similar things. There are people who have entirely second jobs and role play jobs in GTA Online, and they follow them to the T.
The routine is real on GTA Online. I just also know that Second Life is actually one of the few games that's banned on Twitch. Why it's exactly banned on Twitch, I'm not sure. I think it's just because of the open sourceness of it, where some really weird things can come out of it.
Yeah, but, someone streamed it once and it got hacked and their screen got flooded with dicks.
Sounds like Cyberpunk.
Yeah, so yeah, it's the porn. It's straight up Second Life. Like, it doesn't. As soon as you made it open source and people on their computer, they're putting, okay, it's Second Life. Well, in this Second Life, I'm not a virgin anymore. Yeah, so I don't know where social games go for me. I know where I want them to be, in a sense. I want them to be small and large community. Like, so one of the appeals to a MMO is, feeling like you're part of a larger world, regardless of whether you choose to take part in it. Like, you don't have to. If you go to a baseball game, you don't have to talk to anyone. You still feel like you're there with 40,000 fans. But you go out by yourself. It's your solo experience that you're still experiencing with a lot of other people. Right? So that kind of being there for the crowd and just being part of the crowd and being part of this other community and everything has its appeal. But I also you shouldn't have to work to play.
No.
You should just turn it on, which is the beauty of fighting games, right? It's just, you just turn it on and play.
And you don't even really have to deal with the toxicity that comes with online either, because you're literally just seeing a person, I got one objective, kick your ass, boom, gone. Go to the next guy, boom, on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one.
There's definite toxicity in it, but it has a much smaller window of opportunity. Usually you just get an angry message afterwards.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. And these toxic people don't control whether you get to play or not. They don't get to be like, oh, you're not part of the group. Oh, you're not playing the class I want you to play. You're out.
Hey, man. You beat my ass.
You punch, kick, win too much.
You don't fuck me in the butt. Where do I tell my congressman?
That's how I lose my shit for others. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the biggest drawback for me playing online is just dealing with toxic people, and I just it just spoils the fun for me. So if I'm gonna play a game online, like I said, it's a fighting game where I don't have to talk to you. I don't need to.
I can mute the mic. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, since we're talking, that went to fighting games exactly, so let's talk fighting games. Because our social gaming went to fighting games. Now, fighting games are in a weird spot right now. Because there hasn't been any big releases in a couple of years. Right? The last big ones were Mortal Kombat 11 and Dragon Ball FighterZ, and they're a couple years old.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The king of the Capcom scene is still Street Fighter 5.
And will be for another year or so.
Right, so there's kind of like 3 on them. I think a lot of people are actually getting excited for King of Fighters 15 because it's basically like it's SNK saying, "Hey, everyone loved King of Fighters 14, but the netcode was crap. The graphics weren't that great because our budget was shit.
Yeah,
did the best we could.
Now we got a budget.
Yeah, look what we can do with the budget." Because we actually give a shit about making our game fun. So I'm legitimately excited to see where King of Fighters 15 goes with that. And
Yeah,
that,
just not with Shunei.
yeah, well, that was a terrible, terrible trailer.
That I think they learned from that because they released the one for the sleepy guy. I think his name is Makuzen or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know. I didn't play as him in KOF 14.
He's Hisenku or something, but he's Sleepy Boy. He's just Sleepy Boy.
He just sleeps. He's drunken Sleepy Boy, like fucking Genfu in not King of Fighters, Virtual Fighter.
I literally
that
saw
might
that.
actually be on the line.
I literally saw that and was like, I might play that guy, just so I could beat people with a pillow. He has a move where he literally puts the pillow over their face. Shh.
Go sleep.
I win. Right?
Well, that fits our motif.
Yeah, Sleepy Boy.
All the
well, then who's going to be his teammates?
I'm learning against DK. Yeah. And fighting games for sure can do a better job of creating a social experience. That's one of the things I actually think NetherRealm does really well with their King of the Hill and lobbies, where you go into it and everyone is spectating, and you give props to the winner based on how much respect you give them, and you cycle through, and you stay on top for as long as you can. And I think those lobbies are great. And you can create custom lobbies that work just that way. So if you got 4 or 5 friends, you just go in there and I'll have your own lobby, and everyone can see everyone play, the person playing fight against the next person and talk shit to them if you want it to, because you're all good, fun, all friends.
It's almost like you're watching a small Twitch stream inside of a game.
Yeah.
And then if you do it like in Guilty Gear XR Revelator or even Dragon Ball Fighters, they have the lobbies are actually movable, where you can move your character around in the lobby and do kinds of shit.
God, I hate
Create
that.
your own little widget.
It has a unique novelty to it, but it's so terrible in function.
Yeah.
I really wish Strive rehashes the way they view their online experience. Well, they're already going rollback, so that's step 1.
Rollback, so there you go. But I think it actually has been confirmed they're using that same lobby system. Let's just see if, with the better netcode, how well it's executed.
There's 2 problems, right? There's their lobby system isn't that great, and the other problem is their matchmaking's pretty crap. They need a serious revamping of how they view competitive ranked leaderboards and how they do ranked matchmaking. Because the Dragon Ball Fighters matchmaking doesn't even make sense. Injustice.
So Gamoff is asking about Injustice 3.
Well, we were about to talk about that. So that was the big 2. The big 2 that everyone's talking about. Guilty Gear Strive. But there's really a big 3 because everyone's expecting that Injustice 3 is going to get announced soon. And it's the final. It should be the final game on the initial NetherRealm Studios contract when they went to WB. I'm sure they'll get a new contract after that, and it'll continue because they've been stupid successful.
I feel like they should. You put Rambo in the game, you put the fucking Terminator, Spawn, actually voiced by Keith David, and you get all of these legit things. Your publisher believes in you, and they're really going all in on NetherRealm, and I 100% see them renewing that contract.
Well, they believe in NetherRealm, but they also believe in the sales, right?
That too.
No one's touching them in sales.
Money talks.
Exactly. That's why they're doing so well, and they clearly have a huge budget to work with because they keep selling mass amounts of games, and they're really the peak of the genre when it comes to a single player story mode, far and away. So the single player experience trumps any other game company out there. So generally, every single NetherRealm Studio title has come out in spring. So you'll see an April-May release. Every single title. Since MK
9?
9. Mm-hmm. It's just usually it was getting announced in E3, but they broke that cycle the last 2 years with Game Awards and then their own kind of announcements. Will there be another MVC? Most likely not. Marvel vs. Capcom. When Marvel vs. Capcom as a series was created, Marvel was kind of just this niche comic book company. You know, it was a big deal because it was Marvel, but it was no bigger than Capcom. Now it's this huge cinematic universe and tied to Disney.
Yeah, big to Disney's the key word right there. It's now big to the fact that it is like, oh, you want to partner with us? Okay, give us 100% of your proceeds.
Yeah, you wouldn't probably. May you see another game from Capcom like that? Maybe, but it'll be MCU. It won't be NBC, that's for sure. Not especially
Marvelverse.
They gave him one last chance at that with MVC Infinite, and that did horribly. No matter how much people will say, well, the gameplay was really good. Well, the fact is the sales sucked. And that's you can tell Disney all you want. Well, the gameplay was good. They don't care. They're like, yeah, but do people buy it? No.
No.
And why would we want to make another one? We can make more money making a phone game. And they can. And that's the sad thing.
You've still been preoccupied with the notion that you could. You didn't stop to think that you should.
Yeah, the Jurassic Park T-Rex problem. I use that all the time.
Mm-hmm. I was like talking about like on the stream yesterday with Skies of Arcadia. I was like doing some Jeff Goldblum impersonation. I was like, I think I just combined like 2 Jeff Goldblum roles, but it's not really combining the roles because he's the same character in every movie. He has no range because he's Jeff Goldblum. He doesn't need range.
Because they hired
Jeff
him
Goldblum
to be Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, right? Exactly.
He's actually an incredible actor, but they don't want him to act as anyone else but Jeff Goldblum. Because they think, oh, who would be great for this? Jeff Goldblum.
That guy.
Just, I mean, it's called being typecasted, right? People hire Chris Pratt right now to be Chris Pratt. People hired Arnold to be Arnold. They didn't want anyone else. They didn't want him to show his acting range. Not that Arnold had an acting range, but Jeff Goldblum does. He's a legitimate actor.
Put the cookies down!
Right. He's a legitimate thespian. You'll see Injustice 3. But who do you want to see in Injustice 3?
He-Man.
He-Man. Well, he's tied into the Injustice comics, so...
Oh, I know.
I want He-Man... If I can just have He-Man and Constantine, you know, get Nightwing back. Give me my freaking main character back. Main Nightwing, and then you take him away and give me shitty Robin. Only one professional player played.
And you had to, like, in order to get his, like, the Nightwing spear, you had to, like, grind the shit out of the game, and, oh, you probably couldn't even use it online anyway.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't unless you were in a player match. And
yeah.
It was only like a pseudo Nightwing. You didn't get any of his Eskrima stance or anything. So it really doesn't do any good for you.
No. Yeah, for me in Injustice 3, you've definitely tickled the He-Man pink there, Nags.
Tickled the He-Man pink.
I want it just like the comic book too. I want He-Man with Shazam powers. I don't want this.
Yeah. Steve wants Gamoff wants Solomon Grundy.
Born on a Monday. Just so you can kick his ass on a freaking by telling a nursery rhyme. I'm gonna Solomon Grundy. Boom. Born on Monday. Powerbomb. Christen on Tuesday. Dropkick.
Yeah. How many times that guy ate wingdings from Nightwing, though? I'll tell you that. Have some wingdings. Have some wingdings. Have some wingdings. And I really wish when they make Injustice 3, like, aside from just some characters I want to see return, like Shazam, you know, come back from Injustice 1, please. I just want to see it
killing them off.
Kind of marry some of the creativity of Injustice 1 back into it. In terms of the gameplay, like, they took a lot out. They made a lot of mechanics, but they also took away a lot of discovery. So, like, Green Arrow used to be able to do all these like up arrow combos and stuff in the corner where you could do these kind of like unorthodox things you could connect only in specific situations. So you could kind of show off your mastery of the character by knowing when you were in that situation, knowing something that doesn't work usually starts working. And they kind of they like edited a lot of those things out for all the characters. I mean, he went from having all this interesting stuff you could do in the corner and kind of his up and down arrows, which generally weren't good outside of it, into like, hey, here's a boxing glove arrow. Well, that's cool. You give me a boxing glove arrow, which is a nice nod to the comics. But I have to use a meter to store it. And as soon as I store it, I can't make any frost arrows. So it's kind of shitty. Like, that's your thing. You took away all the other stuff, all that creativity you could find and discover about the character, and you gave me a boxing glove.
Hey, he did it that one time in that comic book.
Yeah.
He actually did it.
Well, I mean, they
times.
actually did, well, they did a great tie-in to explanation of the boxing glove arrow in the tie-in Injustice comics, because Green Arrow was basically had saved Harley Quinn from Superman after he killed the Joker. Right, so Harley Quinn was with Arrow, and he took her to the Arrow Cave, and she was like, well, why don't you call it the Quiver? He's like, that's actually better. And she goes, why do you have this? And she finds the boxing glove arrow, and he's like, haven't you ever wanted to punch someone, but they were really far away?
That is pretty awesome. Gamoff wants to see Dexstar playable, not just as an assistant to Atrocitus.
I'm not going to make a fucking cat character, you piece of shit. You know what? I'm going to play as a tabby cat.
Cheetah was enough.
Yeah, I mean, Cheetah was interesting. Gorilla Grodd didn't really come across too well. He was an interesting pick, right? But Grodd in general just is not exciting to me.
I mean, his attacks were kind of like bullied. I kind of like was like, wow, this is a freaking giant gorilla doing like his bullying stuff. It's pretty awesome. But then when you actually get into his gameplay, it's like, he's okay.
He's all about this little mental jump loop, and it was just kind of wonky. A lot of things were wonky in Injustice 2. I saw what they were going for, and I don't think it really quite hit the nose on the head. I mean, there's always going to be element of projectiles in Injustice, because it's a superhero fighting game. Like, you can't have superhero fighting games without projectiles. So many heroes are based on projectiles or have that part of their kits. You're not going to get away from it. So you kind of do have to embrace it to an extent, which I actually think the first game did pretty well. Projectiles were very strong, and some characters felt broken, but you also could get past them. And you had to be good with those projectiles to make yourself feel broken. Injustice 2 got a little spammy.
Yep.
It was, shoot. Keep you out. And it's like, well, I understand that that's how your character's built, and that you have to get used to getting through zoning, but you could at least make it not brainless. I have no problem. I will fight my way through projectiles all day long. I've been doing it for years. But, can you make them, on the other side, the people that are keeping me out with that type of character, have to press more than one button? It'd be nice. Just saying. Smash is not a funny game. What? Smash is a fun game. Look at him. He did that special move. How to do it? He pressed B.
He pressed up and B.
He pressed B. He pressed up and B. Sometimes he presses side B.
Sometimes he does down B. Oh, wait, down B. He's bringing up a menu. What the hell is he doing?
People get so lit about Terry's moves. and it's just like a very watered down of his King of Fighters moves. Like they're so easy to pull off. You don't have to link anything. He auto combos. It's silly.
But Smash is a party game, as said by Sakurai himself.
Exactly.
He's like, oh, I'm talking about competitive stuff. I shouldn't be doing that. This is a party game.
It's a party fighting game hybrid, right? That's developed a competitive scene because any game can be competitive.
Even Catherine.
You know, and more power to him. You know, play what you love and be competitive about it. Absolutely, but that doesn't make it, you know, a tournament fighting game in the truest sense of the term.
Nice
they
random
designed
drop there, Ray.
Yeah. What's that?
Nice random drop of Catherine there, Ray.
I know, right?
Dude, Catherine is such a fucking trippy game. We played it on stream?
Nope.
No.
We have not. No.
So, I don't know. Man, oh, what's up, MS?
What up, Spidey?
Spidey, what's up, Spidey? How are we doing, by the way? How are you doing as well?
Yeah, it is different, isn't it? Well, it's once a month. We've been doing it since, what, September? September or October?
Something like that, yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, Catherine.
Yeah, I want to say it's like October, but we were actually like live streaming it through YouTube, but we decided tonight to go with Twitch, and we also like the interaction. The interaction tonight's been pretty strong. We're digging everybody. Thank you all for watching.
Oh, welcome. I was. Oh, nice.
Well, he got his Series X. Somebody's going to be playing next gen.
Series X is the top of my list, right? And that's not because I really give a shit, like, which company. I mean, I picked a PS3 over the Xbox 360 in that generation, then I went to an Xbox One and then the last generation. Mainly because I feel like Game Pass is just too good to pass up.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was like talking about the doubling of the Xbox Live Gold price. I'm just like, man, if I freaking had an Xbox, I'd be getting that Game Pass. I wouldn't care about Xbox Live Gold. I understand why people were upset. It was a 100% price increase, for God's sake. But it's like, dude, just get Game Pass.
Yeah, Xbox Live comes with Game Pass, so just get a subscription to Game Pass. And you can get Game Pass Ultimate, and it gives you PC and Xbox games. Watch out.
Man, Spidey's set until at least the whole generation, apparently. 2024.
Yeah. Exactly. That to me, that's the kicker. That's the seller. You know, and it's nice that finally we're getting some full-blown, actual, legit crossplay, because I don't think that people that own the same game should be segregated because they have different consoles they're playing on it.
No, not at all. I always thought that was stupid from day one. They've been able to do that since day one by just hitting a switch, and they've just haven't done it because of Sony.
Oh, yeah. Sony.
Oh, like a bunch of bitches.
Sony. Right. So, we were talking about fighting games, and when it comes to fighting games, what's the first company you think of when it comes to fighting games?
Capcom.
Yep.
Capcom. 100% Capcom. But let's look at the reality of what's going on right now with Capcom. Capcom only has Street Fighter V out. That's it. And it's been out forever. And it's super popular as a tournament game, but not popular as a casual game. Not even close.
Didn't sell shit.
Right? So they just have that one
the only
thing
thing that's
out.
keeping it alive.
Everyone else has 2 or more franchises. All the other big names. SNK, they brought back Samurai Showdown. So you got Samurai Showdown and King of Fighters that they're doing now. And they're putting Samurai Showdown on Xbox. So they're pushing now 2 different franchises that they're actually putting bucks behind in budget. And they're succeeding. Arc Sys Works, they have like 8 million things. Everyone goes to Arc Sys Works. They have, I mean, BlazBlue's not out, but they have the BlazBlue Cross Tag Phantaz, Dragon Ball Fighters that they did with Bandai Namco, and then Guilty Gear is out, Arc Sys Works, and there's another one. P4A wasn't that long ago. But that's
P4 Arena, yeah.
Grand Blue Fantasy. And they got another one, the Dungeon Fighter Online game coming out.
That's actually more popular than you think. That's more popular than you think it is. Like I was like looking at it, I'm like, man, people actually still play this? Because I downloaded that like 13 years ago, and I was digging it because it's a MMO beat 'em up type game. And I was like, man, this game's fun as shit. And then I stopped playing it many, many years ago, but people still play it, and it's still popular, and that warranted everyone going crazy over a damn fighting game announced for it. It actually broke Twitter. I was like, holy shit, people still play this.
Yeah, a lot of people still play it. And it's ArcSys. So ArcSys has all these things. They have their own internal projects. Everyone pulls them on. If it's any kind of anime fighting game, they go to ArcSys. Then it goes to Bandai Namco. Tekken, Soul Calibur, Dragon Ball Fighters, Smash. Like, that's 4 of them. And then you even top it off on the Western Hemisphere, NetherRealm, Injustice, and Mortal Kombat. They're running 2 franchises. What the fuck is Capcom doing?
I think they were banking on Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and when it didn't just get out the gate, they were like, yep, fuck it, it's done. Bye.
So, like, the penultimate name in fighting games from most of our lives hasn't done shit in years.
It's Second Banana.
That's why everyone's got excited when they replaced Ono as director for fighting games. Since he became the fighting game director at Capcom, they've done horribly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they kind of got back from, Capcom Fighting Evolution from, like, the PS2 era days when there was no Capcom fighting games coming out between Street Fighter 4, so he got, like, the hype because of Street Fighter 4, but
he wasn't the director of Street Fighter 4. Well, he wasn't the games director in Street Fighter 4. He wasn't the head of the fighting division. He got that job because of Street Fighter 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He was one of the leads on the project, but he was not the head of the fighting game team. And they gave it to him after that. And it's just been downhill.
Mm-hmm. So now I'm interested in what they're going to do, because I feel like they are working on something, because it's been all quiet on the Capcom front, even on the Street Fighter V front. They've obviously got their Season Pass coming out that people are gonna flock to competitively, especially the whole rival schools thing tie-in they got coming on with that. It's kind of exciting. But I feel like there's something else that they're going to be working on as well outside of that they're going to be brewing up, because you don't just replace the head of the fighting game division and not have a couple things up your sleeve and get approval for that. I feel like we're going to be hearing from Capcom in a little bit, because every other aspect of Capcom is doing well. Why can't the fighting game division do well?
Right? Well, now the guy who's heading up the fighting game division is the guy that brought us Monster Hunter World, which was stupidly popular, stupidly successful, and was just all in all a game that was all about celebrating everything that all the people loved about it. Like, it was a game for the fans, the ultimate Monster Hunter game for the fans, and that's what people want out of Capcom. Like, hey, you have years upon years of fighting game history. Why aren't you tapping into it? Why aren't you talking?
Oh, Tom Diecast. Look at this. And Ryman. We got a raid coming, guys.
Oh, shit. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Is that a double raid?
That is a double raid.
Oh, fuck me,
raid.
Man. Fuck me sideways.
We got Carrion now in the party. We got Wolfie.
Hi, Wolfie, Ryman, Tom, Carrion. How are you?
The Gemoff did say Techromancer. There's Techromancer, there's Star Gladiator, there's Rival Schools.
Hold on, let me do. You guys keep talking. I got it.
There's. Well, we're just talking shit about games.
Yeah, just talking shit about some fighting games and online games, and where do us go as we're aging? Where do we go for social gaming experiences that doesn't involve a lot of loot grinding and everything else that's happening? Welcoming all your guys' input as well. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for rating.
Yeah, where do you go? Where do you go to play a game with your friends that you don't have to work to play, to be allowed to play the game with your friends at a given moment? That's not a fighting game. Or if you're not a Fortniter.
Do you feel like Monster Hunter World could fit that bill?
Yeah, to an extent, but it does have a decent amount of grinding in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got everybody that I saw.
But it does fit the small party world. Like, I think it is a great social title for small groups of friends. But you do have to kind of progress, but you get to kind of progress at your own pace as long as you're just playing with friends. No one's being like, oh, you didn't kill this monster yet, you don't have this armor, you're not allowed in our group. As far as I know.
Yeah, so finding a social game that I can play right now that you would even have time for, because you play game in snippets, and it's like trying to get everybody's schedules to sync up and everything else that's happening. You want it to be able to just get in, just start playing, and be able to pick up right where you left off. Maybe even like the Souls games could be kind of that extent where you can like jump into somebody's game, or even something like Neo. Where you literally just be like, oh, I'm playing this part. You just jump in and give me a hand with this. But that's only 2 people that you can do.
Oh, yeah. Like, one of my favorite games of all time, Mad Max. I would love to have an online version of Mad Max where you just fucking drive around your car in a wasteland. You know? Everyone's just spraying their faces with fucking chrome spray paint cans.
Then shiny and chrome.
It's shiny and chrome, just going after the dingus and the dungus and the testicles. Scrotus. It's such a great game, but just that kind of like immersion and like exploration, just for shits and giggles. Leave the NPCs in, but create more PCs. Have different people take over different hideouts and different strong points and bases, and sometimes have the NPCs take it back over.
Yeah, like that would be fun.
And you just kind of jump in and just go fuck some shit up and drive around your rusted out car with a harpoon cannon on it, Stargate World. Oh man, I haven't heard that in a while. I played a game for MMO that I was super big fan of. It was called Tabula Rasa, right? And that was from Richard Garriott. It was terrific, but it had to stop itself because it ran out of money.
Speaking of that, when is DC Online going to run out of money? That thing's still going strong.
Never, it's DC. As long as they can pump money out of it, because they already had the investment in it. As long as they can keep it on life support and still get people to pay, they'll keep putting it out there.
Yeah, it's like, how much does it cost to keep the lights on?
Its 10-year anniversary was a couple days ago.
Oh, it's so dated. It's so dated. It was dated.
Very dated.
It was dated when it came out. But it was so fun when it came out, too, at the same time. I still can fucking hear in my mind, swarm them!
It was like a good amalgam.
Yeah, it was action mode. It's the same exactly. You jumped in, you did your own thing in the city, you went and did your own thing as a hero, and there were a bunch of other people too, and sometimes you saw them, sometimes you didn't. Yeah, everyone's just doing hero shit in the city. Go have fun.
Or you go on the other side, you start fucking doing villain crap. You want to go rob somebody? Go fucking rob somebody.
City Heroes is gone.
City of Heroes is not. Yeah, City of Heroes is not surviving. It was gone many years ago.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people trying to create a resurgence and get the code to create a private server and all that stuff. But City of Heroes, as an official release, has not been out. It got ended a long time ago. Just like Tabula Rasa got ended.
Yeah, that got axed.
Yeah, if he's still playing City of Heroes, then he's playing a private server.
It's definitely on a private server. That's run by fans only. That's not being supported by Paragon Studios in any way. They're long gone. So it's like people who still play PSO, the original PSO, they're playing on private servers.
Yeah, I remember when they shut down Blueburst online servers. Phantasy Star Online, that would have been a good one. I hope the new one has more in common with the first one.
I feel like it does from what I've seen from it. It feels like they're doing like a whole bunch of stuff that's like, in line with a modern MMO, but still give you that Phantasy Star feel, while giving you that sense of community as well.
Did it not work, Wyman?
It looks like it didn't work to give him the shout out to the Discord.
Oh, there it is.
Well, that's because Nags just did it.
Got it.
Ryman did it. Ryman did it. He shot blanks.
Ryman. Got it right in the Ryman.
Buster Ryman.
What?
How rude.
Yeah, so
Rare.
I don't know what they're going to bring back to compete with them. They're going to have to. If they legitimately want to restake their claim to being the kings of the FGC, which sincerely that claim has all but faded, they really have to come out with not one but two franchises to really push forth. They're just...
A lot of people are saying like a Capcom Versus, where it's just a smorgasbord of Capcom characters going at it, like Smash Brothers type thing.
Well, at one point there was a Fighting All Stars in development. That actually just came out. They had some former SNK employees that had come over and started making a campaign Fighting All Stars, but it got canned.
Mm-hmm.
But people wanting a Capcom Fighting All Stars forever. Heck yeah. You got so many properties you've built ever since the Blue Bomber. You know, fucking use them.
Put them all in. Bring us back Ryu. Not Ryu as in Hadouken, Ryu as in I'm turning myself into a dragon.
If only they'd bring back fucking Breath of Fire.
Bitch, I'm a dragon. No, Breath of Fire? You mean Skyrim. Scrim.
Yeah, but Scrim, you couldn't actually play as a literal dragon.
Did I see them trying to do a fighting game with the Arya characters? To an extent, yeah. It was, it's interesting. It's like an arena fighter, which has its niche, but doesn't really scratch anyone's competitive itch. Right?
Yeah. Apparently, if you die, you could have like Chris Redfield go up against fucking Claire Redfield, Claire versus Leon, and they just took all the assets that they created since the RE engine came out. They put all those assets now into one game, and they're having everybody like shoot it out in an arena style match. And if somebody dies and loses, then they can come back and be Jack Baker. They could be Nemesis. They could be Mr. X or William Birkin, Billy Birkin himself. And you can go around and terrorize all your friends as the freaking tyrants.
Jack Mehoff, Mr. X. Howdy do. This is Peter McAllister, the zombie.
The father.
I think an RE fighting game would be terrific, and if it was a legitimate one.
Yeah, like 1v1, side versus side, that type of fighting game. Not like, oh, let's just run around and just start shooting everybody just for some odd reason, and then, you're dead, now you're a big zombie type thing.
Even if they took their more adult-themed franchises and create a fighting game out of them, they're pseudo-horror franchises, and you just went with RE and Devil May Cry and Chaos Legion, shit like that. You'd get a pretty sweet fighting game out of it, I think.
Yeah, who's the main character of Dead Rising? I forget his name.
Frank
West.
Frank West.
Yeah, you get Frank West versus Chris Redfield.
I mean, you can bring Monster Hunter World assholes into it. You know, they're kind of adult. It's silliness. But
fighting games can be silly, and when they're silly, they're at their best.
Yeah, and that was really... You brought it up exactly. Resident Evil. Right? So Resident Evil Village. That just came out in terms of like demo and reveal and stuff like that. Better
if you own a
better
PS5.
reveal. Yeah, if you own a Penis 5.
Mm-hmm.
If you're lucky enough to have that Penis 5. It's like the Jackson 5, except peniser.
Penis 5. It's easy as getting guy.
Yeah, it's an RE8 Village. It looks incredible. Like what they've done with the RE engine is, and with the assets they now have to work with, in terms of just the power behind the new consoles.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm hoping for more exploration of outside, because that was the one thing that I think was lacking in RE7 was, oh wow, this takes place right in the middle of the bayou, and takes in like the woods of like New Orleans and everything like that. It would have been cool to like be hunted in the woods by Jack or something like that. But no, the only time you really went outside was right at the beginning to walk into the house, and when you're in between the guest house and the actual main estate itself. So I would like to see more of that snowy outside and just have to go around that and make it like RE4, where you walked into the village and everyone was like, "Get his ass, kill him, throw shit up at him. Unless you're in the bell tower at a certain corner, then we can't touch you. Even though we're throwing all these Molotov cocktails at you." And then you all of a sudden go through the village, and then eventually into the castle and into a church. I think that's a really cool progression of a Resident Evil game, and I think 8 would benefit from that.
Well, I mean, RE7 was really just proof of concept. That was testing the water. So, I mean, it wasn't a long game. It was just, here's our new RE engine. Let's make a first-person game, because, one, that's one less model we actually have to make. It's just a couple. Exactly. It's just a fucking pair of hands.
Yeah, they haven't even showed Ethan's face in even the promotional artwork for RE8.
Yeah, because they never
He's hiding his face with a gun.
Fucking gave him a face. That's why. Eventually, they'll give him a face. They might have even already had some concept artists give him a face, but originally it was just made because it was just easy. We don't have to make a new character. We just gotta make hands. Give him a name. What's a good white guy name? Ethan.
Ethan Winters.
Bob.
Winters, because winters are white.
We'll be playing that on this channel.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
For those that want to watch this.
So, yeah, it was a great concept. And obviously, they really liked how it went. It was so well received that they're like, all right, let's keep it going.
And Nags, if you looked at the YouTube comments on my reaction video, you notice a common mutual friend wants to play it with us.
Oh, I saw.
He will definitely be he'll be invited over when it happens. Yeah, I look very forward to being chased by an 8-foot-tall vampire lady.
I don't know why you're talking about Big Bird.
I don't really have any Big Bird quotes. I just know his voice. It was kind of like high pitched like this.
Yeah,
but now it's kind of going into that was the sound of a tool chest falling down the stairs. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Nobody's horrified by the 8-foot-tall vampire lady. Just everybody is SIMPing on her.
What? Are you saying that you have a BONER right now?
Pretty much.
Do.
She's big in every way.
She's perfect. Perfect in every way. Shiny and chrome.
She's big and voluptuous.
Big and
dapper.
Capper. Damn near killer.
Capper. Damn near killer.
Leave her alone.
Leave her alone. Yeah. Damn near killer.
So, yeah. So, has anyone seen... Well, I'm sure you might have seen that Max just posted about it a few hours ago. Changes in direction with RE4 remake.
Yeah, like it's gone in-house now. They've taken out the Platinum Games guys, and they said, "Nah, we'll do it ourselves."
Yeah, they're FF7 remaking it. They're like, we don't like how this is going. We're gonna do it on our own. Like they should have done from the fucking beginning.
Yeah, that could have some really good results.
Like, guys, come on. This keeps happening. When are you gonna realize handing your franchise to other studios when you're looking for this specific game to be huge and pivotal in your lineup and not just another way of cashing in?
Yeah, look what happened with Devil May Cry when they handed that off to another studio. It was a disaster.
Yeah, no matter how good, people praise the shit out of the gameplay.
Yeah, the rest of it sucked though.
But it's not what people wanted.
No.
All right, they wanted their silver-haired bitey boy. They wanted Dante. Anorak.
Dante. Damn near killed him.
My silver Dante.
Dante. Right. Damn near killed her.
So doing RE4 remake. We know we talked about Diablo 2 remake. The remake era is upon us, but is it? The question is, because we've been through so many of the remakes now. FF7 remake came out. RE2 remake came out. RE3 remake came out. RE4 remake's coming out. Diablo 2 remake's coming out. Warcraft 3 Reforged came out and bombed. Is the remake era kind of waning at this point, or is it really just the beginning?
I think it's just the beginning. I think FF7 Remake started a big, huge, like, trend now where people are just like, whoa, we can go to our old library, re-release these games, and, like, with a shiny, shiny coat of paint and make bank on it? Okay. We can do that.
Yeah,
Although if you ask the people over at Square Enix, they'll say that remakes are actually harder to make because they have to live up to lofty expectations.
Yeah, but are the companies that you really want to pay attention to the era of the remake really going to pay attention? That's kind of what I'm curious about. I mean, yeah, it was great for Final Fantasy fanboys to get one remake, but are they really going to make the big one? You know, well, big ones, I should say. You know, the PlayStation trilogy. That's what everyone wants. The PlayStation trilogy starts with 7, ends with 9. They want that three game set. Yeah, you'll have people that started in SNES wanting to say 6, but I'm not sure how well 6 translates to modern times.
I don't know. It really hasn't aged poorly. It's actually one of the better looking Super Nintendo games and one of the best looking 16-bit games of all time, along with Chrono Trigger. And people are saying those games don't need to be remade. In fact, they even tried to somewhat pseudo-remake FF6 on Steam, and it looks like something out of RPG Maker. It looked like shit.
Chrono Trigger, I think, translates very well to modern times because it uses a more active battle system.
Mm-hmm.
But FF6 was, and we were just talking about proof of concept. It was a proof of concept of more advanced battle systems, but so it's lots of like little bits and pieces, and then it has this person's the main character, this person's the main character. Let's switch the cast. There's kind of a lot in it that's rooted in it being a 16-bit RPG.
Oh, Diablo 4 is still happening, Nikki, but in terms of if you can choose a remake, what game do you want to be remade?
Yes, Diablo D4 is definitely still happening. It's just there's a separate team that's working on Diablo 2 remake.
Yeah, they switched.
It's just being delegated to a different task. It's not affecting Diablo 4 in any way possible. In terms of games I want remade, Parasite Eve.
I second that.
Which falls into Square, so now you have the legitimate chance of that happening because Square is doing remakes. Just like if you said, I want a remake of a Capcom game. Well, you got a chance, as long as it's not a fighting game. Because Capcom's doing remakes. But how about the other big ones people want? Konami. Sega.
Who?
Konami.
Who?
Mystical Ninja.
Who?
Mystikuru Ninja. Castlevania.
Konami? Who's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Do they make video games? I didn't know that.
You know, if I could remake Metal Gear Solid. Remake Metal Gear Solid. That'd be incredible.
I feel like remaking the first Metal Gear on the NES/MSX would be pretty awesome too, and put that in the Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake and have that tie into a Metal Gear Solid type remake. I feel like that would go well, as long as you get David Hayter to voice Snake.
Naked Raiden again, right?
He could stay in Metal Gear 2. Nobody wants to see that. Now, unless you're talking Metal Gear Rising Raiden, then yeah, that's a whole different beast.
He's Raiden. They make Pachinko machines. Yeah, that's what Konami does. Siphon Filter. Good call. Siphon Filter, PlayStation 1.
I mean, technically, Nikki, you thirded our Parasite Eve remake, so...
Siphon Filter.
I just want any RPG nowadays to have FF7 Remake's combat system, including Parasite Eve, because you could definitely integrate shooting mechanics into that battle type system and make it even better, more of shooting mechanics, and still make it like an RPG type system. I just feel like, man, if they do like a Parasite Eve remake, it would be grand, because what they left the series off on with the third birthday, they can't stand, man.
Yeah, I mean, remaking RPGs with that system, obviously. You don't want to remake Metal Gear Solid with FF7 battle system.
No. You actually do Metal Gear Solid with Metal Gear Solid system.
Yeah, it's kind of held the same system since Solid.
Yeah, it's aged well. It's still fun. It's fun taking a Stinger missile and make it go around the corner and have it chase around an asshole who's like, huh? What the hell's that thing?
I mean,
Boom.
and there's things that turned into memes and tropes from the Solid series. That was based upon the technical limitations of the console it was played on. Just like the Resident Evil series. You know?
It's just a box.
Yeah, right? Exactly, a box. That's how you're hiding. Yeah, because that was the easiest way for them to make you hiding. Had nothing to do with them actually thinking that the best tool for espionage and sabotage and assassination stealth was a cardboard box. No, it's just super easy to render.
And it just pops up out of nowhere. Box.
Right? Because Resident Evil games, you know, do they legitimately think that you can't go that way because a shelf has fallen down? No. But there's nothing behind that door. So they just made up some shit to block it because they could only make so much game on that little disc.
And on the GameCube, it was literally a little disc.
Yeah. With a lot more space on it, ironically.
Oh, the ironies. Especially like a solid-state drive.
Oh, yeah. That little tiny thing. A gajillions times more data than on your big-ass disc.
And gazillion times more data transfer rates.
Yeah, so, you know. And that always irritated me when I was younger and didn't understand why they would make those gameplay decisions. Like, yeah, you cannot go this way. The fuck I can't? The door's right there. The door is locked. Okay, there's zombies around. Kick the fucker down. I can find no way to break down this flimsy ass door.
And there are even people that understand game mechanics who are like, you know what? I'm going to go through this door with a free cam. Oh, I'm now out of bounds.
Nothing there.
I've broken the game. I'm now in like level 8 from level 1.
That was always kind of the interesting thing about what Nintendo did, right? Nintendo would legitimately, intentionally, and especially in the 64 age, put shit where you can't get. Just to be like, oh, there is something here, and you can't go there. You can
Ice key.
I was getting ready to say, we talk about the old ice key.
The ice key. There was stuff from Bomberman. There was stuff in Glover. Yeah. There was stuff in Mario. Can't go.
There's stuff in Pokemon Snap, as Nikki was saying.
Yeah. Pokemon Snap. Yeah, that's going to be nice. I'm glad I bring back Reaper Snap. There's another remake, but it's a continuation of a game that was super, super good. Like, that was one of my... Well, the 64 summer we did was just terrific in general.
Redonkulous.
Pokemon Snap was hilarious.
Yeah.
Seeing you guys play Shadows was unendingly entertaining to everyone involved. Even as you guys were like, fuck this game. It was just hilarious. And the thing was that you ended every fucking stream with saying some sort of F this game, but you kept coming back.
Hey, yep.
Because it just had that uniqueness to it, that quality. No one ever said it was the best Star Wars game ever made, right?
No.
But there's just something.
Fucking Force.
There's something about it. It's so unique.
Take that, Darth Helmet.
Right? A Mahjong game, a baseball game, a quiz game. Steve's over here looking up Konami shit.
And he's being eternally even more disappointed than what he already was if he didn't look up Konami games.
Yeah. Doesn't make so much money on it. But I guess the idea is that the other studios in their remakes end up making so much more money on these and keep showing that they're proven to be cash cows, that Konami is like, hey, we could make more money over here. Maybe. Maybe not.
Who knows? And that, as they say, is that.
Like, give me a fucking Super Castlevania remake. The original Simon.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Dropping some dirty D's.
I mean, come on, Simon and Richter. Richter got like extra popularity because of Smash Brothers, and then you got the Castlevania series. We're like at kind of like peak Castlevania again. Why not do something with that series, Konami? I want to say Capcom.
You'd think
they were almost one and the same.
You'd think they would jump into that. You'd think. They haven't. Yeah, the Netflix series is doing well. They're in Smash.
I wish you were joking too, Gamoff. So y'all ready for this birthday shot?
Yeah. So, to those who don't know, yesterday, Ray turned 26.
I can now get off my parents' health insurance.
That's right. He's celebrating 1 year being able to rent a car.
Oh, you big boy.
I'm very big boy.
Now, Filthy Ray is, what, 34?
34.
Yep. 34.
Level 34.
So, in honor of him, I'm going to do a shot of alcohol, which I very rarely drink. The last time I drank was at Nag's wedding.
That's way back in the October machine. I haven't touched a beer in a while, or any type of alcohol either. This is a shot of Fireball.
Oh, should I get one too?
I'm just gonna do it right out of my Yellowstone coffee mug.
Thanks, Nikki. This is Stateside Urban Craft Vodka. And I'm pretty sure this is a shot glass my fiance took from one of her many restaurant bar excursions.
That doesn't paint her in a pleasant light.
I'm talking about, you know, in the college days and everything like that. You go to like different bars around.
You didn't say
okay.
anything about the college days. This is just your fiance. You just said your fiance is going to bars stealing shot glasses. One of her many restaurant bar excursions, because, you know.
Oh, she's taking a shot at 19 Crimes wine. Oh man, who do you got as your crime lord on that one?
She's a drunk.
As you put in your augmented reality.
So take me to church.
Okay.
My nice Yellowstone. It's legitimately from Yellowstone.
That is a pimp-looking glass right there.
It's mug, but
Semantics.
and we got him following us up with a tiny red solo cup.
Tiny red solo cup shot. Yep.
Had them left over.
All right.
Okay. To another year with you fine gentlemen. Sleepy Bear Games.
Happy birthday,
Another great
buddy.
year of success.
That's the second time
Happy
today
birthday.
Ray's called me fine.
Happy
Happy birthday to
Enter
Ray.
the fact. And pour one out for XSplit. Press F to pay your respects because we're doing this through OBS and it has been flawless. Let's take a shot. Take a swig, gentlemen.
You can always tell when Nags took a shot. Because he always looks like a French poodle that got kicked in the nuts. Right?
Oh, it hurts so bad.
And we have a thumbnail.
Oh. Fucking, I grabbed Captain Morgan. It was not tasty.
What's the matter?
Oh,
Did you make this wine with sour grapes?
Oh.
Ooh, not gonna drink that. Snoop Dogg was on your 19 Crimes wine?
19 crimes.
He's committed that many crimes. Let's be real.
Messaged me.
Except murder was the case that they gave him. He's innocent.
That's really
That
that's
was
really
fun.
funny. I don't what. Gamoff sent a picture to us in chat, and I don't know what game it is. Honestly, looks like it might be Fallout. And
Yeah, it's definitely like Fallout 4. It's Fallout 3. It looks like.
yeah, where there's half a fucking door, you can clearly crawl through it, or climb through it, or put your hand through and unlock it. And it's like
Locked. Very hard.
Very hard. You need a skill 100 to pick this lock. Stick your hand through the hole.
Are you afraid of fucking getting cut by the glass? I don't know.
You see that type of crap all over the place.
Indeed. Game design as a whole. Well, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure tonight, and it has been great that this thing worked flawlessly, except for the fact I had to fix the latency issue, but that was it. It was pretty much plug and play, get and go. OBS, ladies and gentlemen, looking forward to more of these Bears and Chairs podcasts now that they go smooth as a bug in a rug.
Smooth as a bug in a rug.
Why is he smooth? I thought he was snug.
Snug, smooth.
Oh, don't worry, Ray. I'm working on the Sonic Adventure boss fight.
Later on, he's going to tell Brittany, oh man, I'm as snug as a baby's bottom.
Here's to 26, guys. Still
Hooray for me.
Still no pubic hair.
Next up, my thighs. Woo woo.
Don't challenge him. He might prove you wrong right there.
Woo!
You've seen Scary Movie.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. Oh, man.
All right, so Nags, you're doing a workout stream on Monday, right? And we're back for some more. What are we playing Wednesday?
Well, it depends on how far if you get time to play Sonic. I would like us to beat the last boss.
Oh, so you want me to actually go through as Amy and Big the Cat? Got it.
Look up how to play Big the Cat. That way you won't.
I will do that. Look up the secret that Tang was talking about.
I don't remember it well enough to tell you exactly, like, just do this. But I remember being 13 years old and being like, oh, this isn't that hard.
Well, that's kind of every game we play with Ray, so...
But yeah, but you basically, like, it's the same thing over and over again. You just need to fish the frog out. So once you figure out how to fish the frog out,
but we couldn't
it's
fish.
Easy.
I think it was glitched, because we fished everything else out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, the frog just didn't want to, like, touch it. So, beat the last boss in Sonic Adventure, and then do some more Dreamcast stuff. That was fun on Wednesday. Look forward to doing it again.
I say we do a stage of Echo.
Ugh.
Just a stage.
Can somebody give me some Xanax?
Or Crazy Taxi.
Can't do Crazy Taxi because we'll get DMCA'd.
Oh, man.
And you gotta, like, mute the music, and it's just not the same. Watch out Max's 2020 year in review. He actually sings over, and he's like, it's not the same!
You could do Slave Zero. You probably don't know that.
Never heard of it. Nope.
Well, there you go.
I'll get to the list and get some more downloads and go and everything like that.
I will literally send you money right now if you play Toy Commander.
That would be a good one.
I'll get on it.
I will Venmo you $5 if I see that on stream.
It'll happen.
Ray's like, I'm not gonna give him $5.
Money well spent.
Money well spent is everyone watching right now, and we appreciate everybody. We appreciate especially all the raids we got tonight and everything else that was happening. Gamoff, Nikki, thank you for sticking through us the entire time. It was amazing. That the fact that, interaction on Twitch with a podcast is very fun. It's going to be happening again next month, too. So, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure, and I wish you all a good night.
Are you raiding somebody?
Yeah,
Who do you want to raid?
You just raid. We just raided.
I tried. It didn't pop up.
I see it on the chat.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right, I got it. You can end now.
Oh, we're raiding Miss Daisy. Okay, everybody stay tuned for Pajama Princess Daisy. We'll be right there, and we'll see you all Monday. Adios, everybody. Here's the ending.